Womanhood and embracing change and growth. Yes, it signifies a powerful journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Now, it involves women stepping up of their comfort zones, challenging societal norms, and embracing new opportunities for personal and professional development. Now, this is all about welcoming change and growth. Now, women can break free from limitations, explore their full potentials, and evolve into the best version of themselves. This is not sometimes a smooth, or I can say a smooth process, because it often involves self-reflection, resilience, and willingness to adapt to a new circumstance. Now, embracing change as a woman and growth allows women all over to navigate life's challenges with strength and grace, leading to greater confidence, fulfillment, and a deeper sense of purpose. You're welcome to Insight Today. I am Jubai Manson. Stay tuned. The program continues shortly. Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today on Global Television. Now, today I am being joined by a beautiful personality, a woman I respect, no other person than Mrs. Ifansini, and she is Ms. Ifansini Ijeri. Now, you are welcome to the program, ma'am. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Well done. It's great to have you on the program.
Always
Now,
my joy.
talking about a very sensitive issue, most women do not want to hear about this. Now, what's your change about women and embracing change? That change that comes with motherhood, that change that comes with higher goals, that growth that comes with, age, that growth all encompassed. What's your take on it?
I remember a few years ago, my mentor, Dr. Dala Afonso, said it in a very profound way that has stayed with me. He said, change is inevitable. So if we realize that change is inevitable, then we should be able to embrace the challenges that come with each day and have the mindset to thrive. Now, having a winning mentality helps you to create routines that will help you win, get over your challenges. So it's very important as women that it's settled that change is inevitable. There was a time it was common entrance to pass.
Yes.
It was profound. It was just common entrance to pass. And when we passed common entrance, we felt that was it. And then it was WAEC and JAM. Then you now had to get into school
Exactly.
and move around the lecturers. Then you now finish school and everybody's looking at you as in, don't you know the rule? Get married. So it's one thing to the next. So it's something as a human being, you need to really adapt to change. You can't do without change. And, when I saw the discomfort, I was like, wow, it's more discomforting to stay. It's better, it's like a choice. You make a choice to either take the pain of staying in one place or take the pain of moving.
Well, you know what, Mrs. Ifensini, this is all about womanhood. And sometimes it's really difficult to understand, when that discomfort comes in, for a woman now who has always had it all, from her dad, her mom, and then she finds herself with someone else who doesn't even have half of what her father has. And now, how would she place herself in accepting that reality? Because that's her reality now. And making it the best of who she is at that point?
You know, like I always tell parents, we need to tell our children, you don't have an option but to win. So coming into a situation where the man doesn't have half your daddy has had, your daddy grew his wealth. It didn't come with him. Now, your mom did not get into all of that. She grew with him. So you need to get into your mindset that I need to work at it. I need to grow something here. There's something to be done. I need to get my hands dirty. Yeah? There are things I need to do. Either I need to go back to school to enhance myself.
What if there are no funds, Mrs. Ifensini?
Then we go into business.
What if there's no money to go into the business? There are most women like that who struggle day in, day out of their comfort zone. And instead of bringing down that ego of their husband, they will never go home to ask for help. They'll rather stay in it. So what would you make of such reality?
There are scholarships, online scholarships nowadays that has made it easy. There are grants. Ask questions.
Is it accessible?
Yes, they are, depending on the level of grant you want. You know, the truth of the matter is we don't look for support systems that we can be vulnerable to. We don't look for coaches. We don't look for mentors that we can be vulnerable to. Yeah. So I remember at a point in my life where my wedding band, I had to sell it to be able to do something. So there is something, I always tell women, there is something you have. I remember as a child, my mom lost her business at a point. I can't remember if the rain came because she had a restaurant and the rain came and took things away. My mom, the remaining money, the food money my father gave her, she bought goats. And the goats started producing. And she started selling the goats. So there is something, like the woman that got stranded in the Bible. Her husband left debts for her. There was oil. There's oil somewhere that you can multiply.
So with Mrs. Ifensini, now you say that means as a woman, there is something there that you can actually fall back on.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I like that because there's always something. You mentioned the wedding band. There's some things that are priceless that you can always make worthwhile and multiply at the same time. Let's talk a little bit about age, women, and the growth that has to do with embracing the age of a new year. When you tell someone, a woman, sometimes, some women, not all, are not comfortable to come out and say, I'm 50 or 60 or 40. Some will tell you, no, she's not 30, she's 25. She wants to still be young. How do you juggle that and womanhood?
You know, that part is very interesting. Why we will not embrace where we are at a time. You know, for me, it's important you embrace your age so that you can manage and tell yourself the truth. First of all, you are lying to yourself about your age. You're not lying to the people, you're lying to yourself. So we need to get into that mindset. I'm 50 years. Yes, you might not have achieved what this culture or the system says a 50-year-old woman can achieve, but you can recover. There is something called restoration and recovery. There's this thing my pastor, Apostle Goodhart Ekweme, used to say. He said, the day you wake up is your morning. So if you woke up at 50, that is your morning. So work at it. I've seen people who have done business for 20 years and someone started business in 3 years, and the one that has been working for 20 years can't match up the one that has been working for 3 years, because at this time at 50 you have gained experiences, you know mistakes, there are strategies that by default you have seen. So you can't make a mistake of a 25-year-old girl that wants to start a clothes business. You can't make those mistakes because over time you have gained experience by default. You have seen people make mistakes.
But sometimes don't you feel the reason why most people lie about embracing that change when it comes to age is because they fear of the unknown? Because when a man sees that someone is aging, when it comes to 45, when she tells you she's 40, he wants to run away and he prefers someone much more younger. I think don't you think that's part of the fear? Aside the experience, but don't you think that fear has to do a lot with it?
Yeah, it depends on what the man wants.
Basically.
You know, I have seen men that have married people much older than them. It's a working of a mindset. So we've had various times where a 50-year-old woman works in and she's looking younger than a 25-year-old woman.
Very true.
So how much work are you putting on yourself? Yeah? So you are 50 and you're not exercising, you're not eating right, you're not developing yourself, you are just letting the age come and pass by at your detriment. Yeah, so there are things a 25-year-old cannot offer a man that a 50-year-old can offer.
Okay, very true. It happens. Some people say it, but some people will beg to differ at the same time. Will tell you, no. Once you're young, they say variety when it comes to age and all of that. But most people will say, oh, yes, what Mrs. Ifansini just said, with 50 more experience and all of that going forward. But some will tell you, a younger person who you can control and tell her, sit here, she'll sit here. But with the Gen Zs now, unfortunately, that's not so. Now, let us look at self-reflection. How does this contribute to a woman's journey of embracing that change and growth? That's self-reflection, reflecting on you as an individual. Because I feel most women, once they age with time, growing in time, they become a shadow of themselves. They are not recognizable. So how do you go about that and make that the best version of you?
Wow. At my age now, I know my strengths and my weaknesses. So I would rather work with my strengths, and my weaknesses, I'd rather give it out to people to do because I'm not good at it. Yeah, because there's certain things you call me to do that you will now see that, oh, I'm weak. But there's certain things you will call me to do that I just enjoy and I flow in it. And
effortlessly.
Yes. So for women, self-reflection is everything. It's like taking yourself into the servicing room. What are the patterns that are moving me forward? What patterns and routines do I have that are enhancing who I am? Now, when you get a hold of that, you can now work your way through life, thriving. Then your weaknesses, how do they say it? You give it to others to complement you. So now I'm not really fast on the laptop. I get a secretary that can do 200 words in 60 seconds, yeah, to get my letters done, and I send it to you in 10 minutes. But if I'm going to do that, it's going to take me 1 hour. So you pay attention to your strengths, and I always say it, I'm always saying it, learning should be part of every human being's life. There is one certification or the other to do to improve your life. So learning should always just be part of your life. So you can learn on your strengths, improve your strength so that you really have a hold on it, or you can try to do something about your weaknesses if you want it to complement what you have as strength already.
But sometimes some women, I think the identity of that reflection before it comes out, a lot of women who are married or they are mothers, I don't know, is it that they are now laid back when it comes to learning? All of those things are they're not interesting anymore when it comes to reading, making impact. They just feel, oh, I'm married, it doesn't really matter anymore. Now I'm a mom, so it doesn't really matter. All of those things. Like when you mentioned exercise, I can tell you out of 100 women, they will only tell you out of 100, like 20 actually exercise, 80 don't even care about that, their body physique. So what is the drive? What should be the driving force behind looking good, maintaining all of that, being a mother, being a working class woman, being a wife at the same time? All of these things encompassed without being a shadow of yourself in the aspect of womanhood.
Let me talk about how I have helped myself with my identity. One of my strongest points, anyone around me knows, is I love criticism. I love to be criticized. So when you hail me, when everything I'm doing is right, I have a problem with you.
Okay.
Yeah. And we women, we don't like to be criticized. So we are growing fat, and the other person is telling you, you're looking like a buffo. And you call it, what do they call it? I've forgotten the word they use on it. Now, it's only someone that loves you in quotes that can tell you as it is. It's difficult. I have seen a lot of people around me that I would have loved to correct, but will they accept it? Will they love me the way I love them? Yeah? I got into trouble the other day telling someone about something I felt she had overgrown. She was not meant to be wearing again. And I got into trouble. For me, I will be glad that someone noticed my ignorance or carelessness and called me into order. So I think for me, that's my strength. So women need to be open to criticism.
But we're not. Sometimes we find it that we think it's an insult sometimes.
You see, it's because we don't have healthy relationships.
Okay.
When you have healthy relationships around you, you will value every person that speaks to you with the voice of criticism. You will value it because it takes a lot to speak out. I'll say, Juma, your hair is not nice. And I really don't care how you feel, but that is the truth. Your hair is not nice.
But everybody I hope it's nice,
though. It's very nice. Okay. So basically, we really need to create healthy identities.
For that growth.
For that growth to happen in your life. So who do you surround yourself with? Who are your supporting systems? I'm very particular about who I allow in my cycle because I'm going to take your word for it. So I can't imagine someone that is two-sided to be in my cycle. Yeah? Because what you say is law for me. That's how I operate.
But Mrs. Ifeanyi, when you look at this sort of relationship, most women cannot handle the truth. Like when you tell a woman, for instance, oh, you're gaining weight or try and exercise, she thinks it's an insult or she feels you are in quote and unquote jealous. That's the way we think. Some women are programmed, not all though. Some are matured enough, but some are programmed in the way that when you say something, trying to help her, she thinks you're just being jealous or you just feel that she's better than you. They don't like to accept that truth when it comes. Is that why most women are afraid to grow? Leaving that circle of people telling them the right thing or at the same time telling them the truth about themselves and that identity in which they carry.
See, Jumai, the truth of the matter is if you don't get someone to pull your hand or speak to you directly, you will get yourself stuck. I have a personal friend. His name is Gabriel. Yeah. Gabriel is my loudest critic. He is. And I keep him around me because he will tell me to my face, this is it. And it has helped me grow unconsciously. Do I like it? No. Sometimes I really want to tell him, shut up or mind your business. But because I have the mindset that I need to grow, I don't know it all. They are watching they are watching me, so they can tell when I've made mistakes at every point. that I don't even realize. So I like, it's a mindset thing. We need to renew our mind. We need to upgrade ourselves.
Very important.
Upgrading is inevitable if you want to grow. You need to mature. Leave that girly thing. You are no more a girl that is full of jealousy, competition.
You're a woman now.
Yes, you are now a woman.
Stay focused. Now, in one word, in just one word, before we wrap up the program, now, how can a woman actually, in a positive light now, embrace or navigate around that growth, knowing that a woman is growing? How can she embrace that change and that growth in front of her in just 1 minute?
We need to adapt. We need to be resilient. We need to be self-motivated.
Very important. Self-affirmations, are they good?
Yes.
I'm beautiful, I'm bold, I can achieve. All of these good stuff combined.
You will thrive with all of this. So you adapt to things, like the chameleon, he blends. It's green is green. You are with this set of people, you blend with them. You are with the next set of people, you blend with them. So blending helps our thriving.
I like that.
Yes, so it's important that we learn to be very self-motivated. Look at the benefits, the positive side of the challenge. Like me, most times when challenges come up at me, I'm like, okay, so what's in this for me? I begin to look for the profit. I begin to look for the positive side. Then when I identify the profit, the positive side, because you have to be business-like.
Exactly.
How is this going to help me? So I let go. I have been in environments where I've been traumatized. But in that place, I realize that there is something to be achieved. There is a goal. There is something I have, they have, I don't have. And I want it. Whatever you do to me, it's like pouring water on a duck's back. My eyes is focused on my goal.
I like the fact that you must be focused. I like the fact that to embrace change and growth, you must be focused. And that's where I'm going to conclude the program at about this time. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ifans Simi Ijeri, for being a part of the program. And yes, she is an entrepreneur and, of course, a family counselor. Thank you for being a part of the program. And I'll be concluding by saying, women embracing change and growth, it is essential to emphasize the importance of continuous self-reflection and empowerment. Encourage women to embrace change with resilience and determination. Now, highlighting the significance of setting boundaries, seeking support from your community, and prioritizing self-care. Very important. And with that, let me remind you that personal development is a lifelong process, and celebrating small victories along the way is an important motivation to yourself. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program, Mrs. Fancy. Thank you so much. And with that, I have to wrap it up. I am Jumai Manson. Have an amazing day ahead. And yes, you're a woman, you're beautiful, you're bold, be motivated. Bye-bye.